Howdy, I'm MPC, and like many of you, I am super hyped for the upcoming Season 4 and all the features that come with it. However, I've looked through the video of them discussing Season 4 a few times, and I am deeply concerned about something, mainly regarding the ranks. And the reason I'm especially concerned isn't because they're resetting the ranks or there's a new rank at all. If anything, I'm super happy they're doing that. That will freshen up things a bit. But the problem is there is an elephant in the room that the Tekken community definitely has had a huge issue with, especially in Season 3. Boosters and pluggers. I don't really need to explain what a plugger is, someone who alt F4s and, disconnects in a match. We all know about that. Save scumming, we also know about, but just in case you don't know what save scumming is or how they do it, basically they go into a specific file and they copy that file from the location it's in and then paste it somewhere else, make a copy of it, paste it somewhere else, and that file basically contains your online information, mainly your rank. Like, that's the big one that really matters, is that file that you can copy and paste is your rank. And what save scummers basically do is, let's say they lose their rank, they copied the file before they went into ranked, paste it back into its original location, and it's like they've never lost their rank in the first place. That is exactly how save scumming works, and I think it became really popular in Season 2. I think plugging was more prevalent in Season 1, but I could be wrong on that. But like I said, as happy as I am for the new season and the improvements they're making, all of it will be pointless if these problems are not A, addressed, and B, taken care of in some sort of way. I don't need to really give you evidence of this. If you've played online long enough, it should explain itself for you. Now, I'm not saying they're not working on this issue at all, but I'm rather be a paranoid maniac online than to have my favorite game or one of my favorite games be ruined by something that could be easily solved. Now, despite these issues being critical to online and needing to be solved right away, I actually do have some solutions that I think could be easy for Namco to implement without too much hassle. I'm going to start with what Namco could do with save scummers and the best way to take care of them. Now, in most games, they would be called boosters, as you would expect. And the unfortunate reality is that boosters are impossible to completely kill. That's because as long as there is a thing called money, there will always be boosters. But you can massively reduce the number of boosters. The first thing, and I think the easiest thing to do, is to just make that local save file inaccessible. Whether that be saving it to a cloud of some sort, or encrypt it in a shape or form. Because at the end of the day, all that save file really contains is a few images and GIFs. I don't exactly know where the GIFs of the ranks are stored, or let alone where the images or however they implement your rank, but getting rid of that save file on someone's local computer would dramatically make online 10, 100 times a better place. Because if a booster has to pay someone, that already massively reduces the amount of people who are actually going to do it. Because let's face it, it is way too fucking easy to do, hence why there's so many of them. Again, you can't fully get rid of them because some people will pay others to do it, of course. That will never change. But you would reduce the amount of save scummers dramatically. Almost put them into extinction. You would at least endanger them if you were to do something like that. The second thing wouldn't be as much as an impact, I'd think, but would still be a significant impact is if you are fighting someone who is 4 ranks below your rank, you cannot get any points off them. Let me explain. So right now, if someone is 3 ranks above or below you and beyond, so 4, 5, 6, 10 ranks above or below you, as long as it's 3 or above, basically, win or lose, you will get 80 points off them. I think you might lose 40 if you're Eternal Ruler or below, but the point is, if you win, you get 80 points off someone 3 ranks plus above or below you. My suggestion or proposal, you could say, is to make that 0 if someone is 3 ranks plus below you. I think it's stupid that a Genbu, for example, can get to Byakuo off of just farming a Marauder or even a Smurf Dan. I mean, basically, someone could get a secondary account and just beat the crap out of that first Dan dummy all the way up to Tekken God Prime. That is something you could totally do because you can just rematch them over and over and over, and there's nothing stopping you from going from first Dan to Tekken God Prime off of one person. So my recommendation is to, after 4 ranks below, make it so you can't get any points at all. This will significantly reduce the amount of boosters to an even greater extent. Again, it won't get rid of them, but it will make it that much harder. And the point is making it that much harder so it happens that much less. Because let's face it, they're lazy. So if you make it hard, are they gonna actually do it if it's lazy? If they're too lazy to? Now let's talk about the other problem of plugging. A thing that's been a problem basically since season 1, or at least it's been big since season 1. I think plugging has been much more mainstream in the Tekken community than save scumming has. Because I think save scumming got really popular in season 2, if I'm not mistaken. But you can correct me on that. I played since season 1 and I heard about save scumming around season 2. Enough about that. What's my solution to solving this? What you could do, and I think the easiest thing to do, but may not be the best option, is to just count plugging as a loss and give the person who didn't plug the points they deserve. Kind of like in Mortal Kombat, how they have quitalities. I think they have that in MK11, I'm not entirely sure. I do know that was a thing in MKX where if your opponent were to Alt F4 on you, you would, or plug on you or quit whatever matter, you would get a quitality and their body would blow up and stuff and you would automatically win the match because they forfeited. So that would be the easiest thing to do. That would just mean, oh, if someone plugs, this person gets this amount of points and this person loses this amount of points. Sorry, I'm a little retarded. Now, what you could also do is make it so just the person who plugged flat out loses points. Whatever the method of fixing this issue is, the person who plugs needs to lose something. Nothing has to happen to the person who didn't plug, just something needs to happen to the person who loses. Now, the one issue with making it just count as a win or a loss right away is that not every time someone plugs is on purpose. There are accidental plugs and that happens. So what would we do about the cases where someone actually accidentally loses connection? I kind of thought about this for quite a bit, and it's not I don't know if it could be better, but I just want to talk about it, and maybe as long as I can get it out there, maybe people can improvise and improve this idea. So let's say you get to maybe it's like you get to a certain amount of disconnection and then you start losing points. So if you disconnect maybe the first or second time on accident, you won't lose anything. But if it happens a third, fourth, fifth time, that's when you start losing points. This can be implemented with maybe a system where if you get to a certain disconnection rate, then you will start losing points. So like if it's above 1.5 or 2 or something, you'll start losing points. I think 2 was a little too generous. Honestly, I'd say like a maybe not a, because a 1.0 is like just one disconnection. So maybe after the second or third time, start penalizing the player. Because let's face it, if you're having connection issues, you probably shouldn't be playing. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm the asshole here, but the point is some sort of penalty for someone who disconnects too much or attempts to plug. Again, the ideas I've brought in this video are very rough because I'm making this a couple hours after the announcements came out. So again, like I said, if you have any recommendations or want to improve the ideas I suggested, I would absolutely love to see what you guys have to say about it in the comments. I really want to see what you guys think would be a good solution to making online a better place. I'm mainly making this video because I don't know whether Namco is doing anything about these problems. So if they are working on these problems, then I'm not gonna stress out at all, but I don't want all their hard work to be for nothing, because if they don't fix at least the save scumming local save file problem, all of this will be for absolutely nothing, because they're just gonna save scum and do exactly what they did last season and in greater numbers. So something has to be done to this. So whether they're doing it or not, I just want to know if they're working on it or not. Worst case, they might even just use their old save files they had and just get their Tekken God Prime back like that when the season comes. Like, wouldn't that be pointless for the rank reset? I mean, wouldn't you think, you know? That's all I really have to say for this video. And I made this video just because I don't know if they are tackling these problems or not. Because, again, they could be totally working on the problem and I could just be a crazy crackhead online. But I'd rather look like a clown or a crackhead online than to have a game I have way too much hours in be completely ruined like it was in Season 3. If possible, please share this video around as much as you can, or even maybe get it to a point where Harada or Murray can see it. Again, they could be totally working on the problem, but I'd rather be paranoid and then know they're working on the problem than to be oblivious or not care, only to find out that the next season is gonna have a bunch of boosters. Once again, I'm just some crackhead being paranoid on the internet, and I just want the best for our game. So again, that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, love to see what you guys have to say, and see ya.